Map 2, Inferno for 00Nation versus INTZ. It was a blowout on map 1. There's no other really way to describe it for INTZ. They didn't look too bad in a few of the rounds, but every single mid to late round 00Nation had the answer to them, and it was a wipeout 16-3. Can they recover on Inferno? Unfortunately for them, it's 00Nation's pick, so I'm going to try and avoid a 2-0. I'll start on T-side. Let's see what they can get done.
Of all the maps 00Nation looked most comfortable on at EPL, it was Ancient and it was Inferno. And those are the maps that I could definitely see homework being done by 00Nation to look comfortable on this map. And straight away, Cold Zero wants to set the tempo and go aggressive in the apartments, lay down the law now that they've got a map in their back pocket. But the real play is going to be coming down into B, as Banana Control has been given over for free. And they're just trying to goad in these players with this three-player stack here.
Yeah, it might be a decent plan. They've got grenades to try and prevent it, but the first player's kind of separated from the rest. They'll group up together as the P2000 goes straight in through the CT smoke, and now Nexus is put in a very tough position. Ooh. But goodness me, that third, with barely any bullets left in the clip, I believe maybe was the last 2 bullets, got 2 kills there. That was pretty sexy, I gotta say. Leaves W1 last alive, and they're just going to swarm him with a quad peek. And there's not much you can do about that. If you're ITZ, Next just says, hello, goodbye.
Next is such an interesting character for me. I mean, obviously coming from the old Young Gods roster, Godsense Academy roster. And we've seen him in a lot of very difficult roles and not necessarily getting the prettiest amount of statistics, but there's flashes where I see that individually he can perform. It's just actually bottling up that consistency, which has been a real issue for him thus far. Obviously, it's still early doors in terms of how long he's been on the 00Nation roster, but there are some signs, not as many as we were hoping, but at least moments like that kind of fills me with hope that maybe we can see a little bit more from him in the future.
For sure. See how it goes for him. Counter utility as the Glocks come up toward Banana. Now drifting a little bit and actually gets caught off by Lear in the end, and Lato can't really afford to stay here for too much longer. He's going to get swarmed in a second, and the Glocks are doing so much work. However, Cold has dropped the bomb on the front of the site, and he's got NQZ support as well. Thankfully, they've recovered a smoke, though. That could be so big to actually grab this bomb plant. To win the round would be a bit of a long shot, considering the HP on Leo and Desh, but they've picked up the MP9s at least. Bomb is will now finally go down, but the trades are still okay until finally it leaves it down to Desh, and he's got a Glock and 11 HP. He managed to find the MP9. He has got bullets available, and in the end, actually, Next will bait in his teammate and have to fall away back behind the smoke. There's no kit, actually, at the moment. It's now dropped on the floor. You can see it in front of Desh. So if he can connect a few bullets, there's a chance, but Tracer spotted. NQZ gives him no chance. But still, that's more than INTZ could have ever have hoped for that round. 3 kills with the Glocks and a plant.
A bit better than the second round in map 1 of Nuke. Another kill onto the tally, but very similarly, all the bells and whistles out here for INTZ out the gates in round number 3. Actually, this is the first round we'll actually see Desh's AWP out to play, so very curious to see what he's going to be doing into this map, because we didn't get to see any of it on Nuke. And I know that I've seen just a couple of clips from this guy to show that he's got at least a little bit of individual prowess. Hopefully we can see him go toe-to-toe with the likes of NQZ here.
Let's see. Desh, as you say, finally got the AWP out, which can be big. Let's see if he can sort that out, because as you already pointed out, it's been a rare occurrence for him in this series. No money really at all, and Duman actually tried to go aggressive toward the bottom of Banana, and Leo with the spray through the smoke will stop him. That's going to be a really important opening frag for INTZ. It's now a situation for 00Nation where you look at it as if to say, well, we can play in our default positions.
And he does next, actually, with that. And so they'll hold on over the scoped rifle and NQZ's A1S. And INTZ will again get on the board early here. But it's all about whether or not they can continue that kind of momentum. They've got a ripe opportunity heading into round number 4 with this weakened CT economy. But they've got to take this opportunity with both hands.
They do. This is genuinely, out of the first map and then this map, probably the entire series so far, this is their best chance at gaining a bit of a handlehold on the series. They can find the NQZ and Next rifles and make sure they avoid getting multi-fragged by them. They've got a chance to push through and limit their CT economy. Like I mentioned at the end of the first map, Inferno always gives you a chance to do something with this, but this is a nice little boost. Next, on top of Dumao's head, holding a high angle. That's one you're never going to pre-aim. 8 days a week you don't pre-aim this.
Early banana control garnered over, trying to goad in these INTZ players. Slowly but surely, actually, Next should be getting that kill to start things off. And yeah, they'll just go dry, and they dismount very beautifully there, almost immediately. And with that smoke down, Bobs has no way to trade. And again, information given on over to what kind of space INTZ have here. They've kind of done very well to gather as much map control as possible. They're not going to clear brackets outright, but they feigned enough presence there to hold on to these 3 different players. It's still only Dumao and Next here, and they're going to go through this smoke.
Next boosted up on quad. And we'll get that opening frag now, 5 versus 3, and he's going to stick himself up here as well. The first player was so disconnected that it works out for a second, but they do clear out the second player as well. The deagle removed thanks to Desh. That could be big, because now they can get Desh and W1 to play a crossfire on the afterplant. NQC's kit could be big in this one, and there's a kit dropped right in front of W1, of course, you can see as well. So if they need one, if NQC's is lost, that is the one they'll be able to see. If Leo crosses this angle, he can get caught immediately when Dumao swings. Lato will go for the duel first. In comes the frag. He would have had an instant trade anyway if he somehow got taken down. Dumao does go down though. Lato is going to be double flashed in, and he even reacts. Oh, a big miss from Desh as well. That's a shame. Tech9 comes out, insta headshot. That's another round for 00Nation.
Again, INTZ not necessarily having the crispiest individuals as of right now. Not being able to win some of these aim duels is severely hurting them. And again, a lot of map control being taken. They found their way through Banana. They found semi-brackets control. But at the end of the day, you've got to find kills in some way, shape, or form. And it's not working out for them thus far. Again, NQZ deathless into 6 rounds of play here. Really, really scary stuff for INTZ to deal with at this point.
Painful. That's the only word that can be described so far. I really hope they can find one of these rounds that finally breaks that 00Nation economy, but it's going to take a while to break down now. It's only 5k per player, but either way, it's the same story on Nuke. They got close a couple of times to finally getting a handlehold and just couldn't make it happen. 3 Tech9s, a Deagle, and a P250 for INTZ. Lato happy to go aggressive thanks to flashes to clear out alt mid. NQZ will actually miss a shot, which is unlike him, but Demao has got support in action. M4, A4, plenty of bullets to work with. Utility damage coming in abundance. NQZ, maybe a flick up would be required. He glances at it though, realises that's a possibility, but he still managed to take Bobs nicely. And he's waiting for the head to appear, W1. Nice shot. Not sure how that wasn't a headshot. Must have caught a shoulder. But they all count. Now Desh has crept his way in, but he'll even be mollied out as well. Misses the first jump, and then the second jump is straight into the clutches of NQZ. And he's 11-0 right now, yet to die in this game. And it's a sort of a game where you may think there could be a chance for him to even complete that. You never know. It's rare, but we have seen it before.
Famously, we always remember Zywoo's infinity rating on HLTV against Complexity, I believe.
I think it was Complexity, yeah.
Yeah, and we'd love to see another one of those on the HLTV pages. NQZ up to the task, certainly. It's nice to see him feel this comfortable. I mean, when this swap back happened with 9Z, you had this expectation that perhaps it could be the move to take them over the top. Try never truly looked like the try on 9Z when he did move to 00Nation. And it feels as though it's the same case with NQZ as well, but score lines like this suggest otherwise. I'm happy to see that he's putting on a clinic here.
It's the sort of situation where I genuinely want INTZ to come back into the series and play well, but at the same time I want to see a ridiculous stat line like NQZ 0 deaths, you know? Something funny like that. If Cole gets a flashbang in action right now, he could be in really good position. Oh, okay. W1 actually goes for the wallbang. We all know that Parliament is paper thin and it works out nicely, and that's a bit of a whiff from Next. Hits 4 bullets, but that's not enough. Dumal will finish him off though. So back into a 4v2, and they should be safe on the back of this. NQZ got one in the meantime as well. Coldzera hears the running. Easy double tap in the head, and he finds Desh as well perfectly. Could not be better. 7-1.
Clean as you'd like. They try to sell a little bit of a fake down banana there, but NQZ, as soon as he shuts it down, 00Nation is very well aware of what's coming. That brackets pop is all too readable. Coldzera slots his way in a boiler, shuts things down nice and easy. And with max loss bonus comes a couple of dangerous types of rounds, and that's definitely the ones with the half buys, a lot of utility behind it, and more importantly, a lot of pace as well. But they rip the pace out of the round entirely. Actually, they just sit in the bottom of T steps and allow for this initial utility barrage from 00Nation to come out and perhaps retake this a little bit further. Or actually, he just comes through a straight pop through the banana smoke. And Lotto up to bat, but Dumal's gonna fight.
Oh, I love that. I love that sort of... I'm not sure exactly on the perfect English language word for that one, but it's sort of a fallback and a re-aggression at the same time from one player and the other. They try and push down Lato, and then Dumal just says, nope, I'm coming in to bail you out, and it couldn't be better. Pistols dealt with comfortably. Dumal, 7-6. He is the man to be brawling in this game. 6 deaths compared to NQZ 0 and 2 and 3 across the board on the other players. But yeah, it's a nice little on and off push. Keeps your opponents guessing consistently, right?
Absolutely. And these types of CT sides are just so oppressive when you've got these individuals with such confidence to take plays like that. And if you're INTZ and you want to call a great T side, this is one of the hardest types of matches to do it in. And trying to find something to go your way is just so difficult to even kind of set up some of your players for an opening frag here or there. Bobs is 0-8, 10 rounds deep now. And look at this, man. Next just flying through alt mid. You've got apartments players fighting as well. And Lotto through the side of the roof just rips W1's head clean off. And although this aggression is
so
a little bit unwarranted, yeah. Coldzera is there to chime in, and NQZ down mid. The flawless streak continues for the young Opper, and 00Nation. That is just a disgusting round to take over.
That must be so frustrating. Like you desperately fighting against a player peeking alt mid, and then you see, oh damn, there's someone peeking me for maps, and you know you have to fight both, but they both just play with the shoulder peeks, and there's literally zero you can do about it. Nout you can do about it, and feels like it's the same for this game. And QZ will get run boosted across mid. That would have been a very entertaining way for his first death of the game, but there's no gun on really on the INTZ side that will be able to catch him off guard like that. Mid Eagles were elsewhere. And I really like the change-ups in the aggression from 00Nation. They're trying to keep themselves dynamic rather than just saying if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And that's what makes Inferno CT side so difficult to deal with when the ball gets rolling, is because you can't really figure out what kind of CT setup is being thrown at you. You've got to find a way to dissect it. And if you're losing rounds back and forth, you don't necessarily have the confidence to take those risks. And at this point, INTZ, they've slowed it down. Again, a lot of map control garnered over. 00Nation is not afraid to give room to INTZ. They're well aware that these execs haven't been strong enough to disrupt these crossfires, and Dumao decides to actually retake
Okay.
Banana all on his lonesome, and finally an opening pick goes to Leo. An advantage to be given over to INTZ, and they want to try and go through with it and just go straight into Lotto here.
Oh, the flash is so good, though, and that's another
Woo!
one to come through from Lato. He's fighting for his life, but he's doing a great job on it right now. That's 3, looking for 4. It's a
Oh,
beautiful hold. He can even get an ace on this hold, and he gets it done. Lato, that could not have been better. And that just sums up the 00Nation performance so far today. 17-3. What a hold.
talk about the setup from those CT spawn flashes as well. I mean, Lotto is so comfortable in the back of Nubox. Obviously, there's no utility to necessarily flush him out, but at the same time, managing their angles there and having full trust in your teammates is not an easy thing to do, and Lotto makes it look easy.
That was just so
That's
nice, right? The clean
just
M4A4
beautiful.
sprays, even
Yeah.
the P2000 one taps to finish it off. Nato now playing with the one-way and Banana. They'll will be smoked off to avoid that, but confidence is running very high right now, and it must be a pretty mean... Oh, look at Coltero. Hang on a second. He's pushed down mid. He actually might be ahead of the play, but Desh is actually aware of that one, so that's a good pick. Yeah, I was just going to say that the duo of Lato and Damao on B must be a bit of a nightmare to play against at this sort of level, just owning every single round.
And Coldzera wanted to continue that sort of aggression, but to no avail this time. Desh punishes it. Look at this, a triple man setup in the bracket side of the map. Dumao's thrown some B retake utility, and he might even be considering the site rotation now. But they're out into A, and they're into NQZ's off, and he finally goes down for the first time this map. But the trades are here, and next steps up big. 2 kills into that sequence, 3 in the round. Recovers the AWP for NQZ, and 00Nation can absolutely do no wrong right now, Trav.
It's crazy, right? I mean, just having that extra player over, like you mentioned, with that setup underneath the balcony, it is beautiful. It felt right that Bob's first kill in the whole game was to remove NQZ. You had no deaths in the whole game. That kind of did work out, almost fairy tale like. So neither will have 0 on their scoreboard, on their KD in this game, but Lato certainly wants to increase it. He's been going for those peaks toward Banana quite often, but this time with the AWP, a secondary AWP as well, so much money in the bank, they can just continue to afford to do this. NQZ spots that player, but cold now. You've got support coming in. He will slightly... Oh, okay, actually falls apart entirely, purely because of the timing there of the players rushing through from the bottom of apartments, and now Dumao's under a lot of pressure. He gets himself 2 though, and he couldn't even make it 3. Oh, 1 bullet needed for that 3rd kill, and he gets it toward Desh. It's now Lub 1 versus 2. Only 1 kill on the board so far, and he'll walk straight into Lato. There was a chance to pounce there, but not to be.
I mean, they even capitalized on it, right? You could see there is that bit of a mistiming there, and I believe that rifle tucked in the cubby sold his AWP and NQZ a little bit there. But even then, you have Dumao to deal with in the site itself. He goes huge. You can't find the trade onto him. And another situation in which you can't really fault 00Nation even with the mistakes at hand. They're just too swift with these individual plays, and now Desh trying to take matters into his own hands, punished by that secondary AWP of Lotto, eclipsing 20 kills in the first half. It's just marvelous stuff from the Brazilian youngster.
Oh, he even almost gets that kill while blind as well. I thought for a little while he might be in for a historic game where one player doesn't die and one player doesn't get any kills. That's now a thing of the past, thankfully, for the INTZ side. Leo on the half wall. Oh, and that's just the kind of luck that happens in a game where you're 12-1 down, right? You unscope just as a player comes into your vision. So frustrating. You don't get any of those good rubs of the green when you're that far behind, it feels like. And Gizzy will be smoked off, but he's got utility to hold him at bay a little bit at least. Fall back toward the library corner as INTZ take mid.
Small detail, but really nice Molotov there to cut off the lane side so they can't push out Boiler and they can't push out short side. But it doesn't matter. They wait for the smoke to fade on the arch side. Bob's does get the kill on the NQZ again. It's only his 2nd or 3rd death, rather. And now they're up lane. They've got at least a little bit of site control, but they haven't been able to deal with Next. One for him, but not another. Leo gets a perfect little trade there. And surely there should be a bomb plant to confirm here that the 2v2.
This is doable now. This is their first position they've been in this sort of situation for a long time. But look at the flashes. Leo had no idea that he's being run down so quickly by Cold. So it's W1 in a 1v2. He needs to turn that 1 in his name to a 2. And he's got that 1. But now Lato is holding the bomb. And he's deciding just to stick on it right now. It's going to be a clean defuse. And W1 was not expecting that whatsoever. And he even gets spammed through the smoke with the 5-7. It's painful, unfortunately. But you can just tell that 00Nation are too good.
Yeah, that's just experience there. Those chain flashes absolutely destroy Leo Monster's vision. He has no ability to even try helping out a small pit player. And, of course, I don't think enough of communication was there to know that the bomb was planted more so on the arch side, and it wasn't planted for him. Yeah, really rough. Dire straits at this point for INTZ. They'd love a second round, but even then, what more can you do with that?
It's crazy, isn't it? Like, I mean, I casted the game earlier today. I did the ECL in Asia, and it was Mongols, of course, who just qualified for the major, playing against a completely unknown Eastern Russian team that were in Open like 2 seasons ago. And that one was really close, 2-1. And then occasionally, you can have games like this, which are just utter blowouts and domination, even when you don't think that'll be the case. We favoured 00Nation without a shadow of a doubt, but maybe not as dominant as this. Demara even will spray transfer a second on Banana there. He's up to 13-8. Lato got himself 1 kill in this round. 23-5 in 1/2 CS. That's a ridiculous number. It leaves Lub and W1 with the ability to recover the bomb, but in a 2v4.
In these kind of situations, when you're a young team getting battered like this, I mean, the mental is so important for a squad like this to even consider trying to come back. And I'm sure that's just absolutely shattered at this point. There is no silver lining to this scoreline. There is no hope at this point. Yep. It just feels like it's inevitable for 00Nation to march themselves to the next round of the upper bracket.
Marching toward it. Bomb drops. W1 goes for a duel, but it's not to be. And surprisingly, genuinely surprisingly, it's a even worse off half for INTZ on Inferno than it was on Nuke, which is hurts for them. My heart hurts for them. But 00Nation 2 rounds away from the next round of the upper bracket. We'll see if they can nab those 2 rounds after a quick break. 2 rounds alone is what 00Nation need to play the winner of INTZ and Fluxo in the upper bracket for the spot in IEM Dallas. We've got a few more games to go after that, of course. We've got to figure out the lower bracket. We've got to figure out a consolidation final and all that fancy stuff. But right now, it feels like INTZ are getting probably a first-class ticket out of this one. They have a lower bracket to fight in later on, but they're getting destroyed by 00Nation at the moment. Next is going to go fast up Banana on this pissed around, B-hopping his way in, and he spot both players towards the sandbags. Leo gets away with his 1 kill, but it took so long to get the trade. coldzera takes him down, and NQZ makes it a 4v2. It's going to be a quick end and a fast death, I think.
Oh, and long range coldzera dinks as well onto Dash. It's just Lub, the newest addition to this INTZ squad, with quite the mountain to climb, and NQZ rips his head off. 15-1 match and map point for 00Nation to what seems to be an inevitable advancement to the upper bracket semifinals.
Yep.
Be awesome to see this kind of full 4-0-0 go up against the likes of a 9-0 Fluxo. That kind of potential is just very tantalizing at this point.
Oh, it is. I mean, absolutely. Like, I'll tell you guys watching right now. Nice shot, Dash. Tell you guys watching right now that please make sure you come back later on, because I can assure you that our following match on the main stream tonight will be 10 times better. It will be a quality matchup, no doubt. Lub, oh, he can't even get a body spam sorted. coldzera's too accurate on the headshot, even while jumping up to apartments. He's going to get caught off as well, just as he tries to re-smoke Banana. It's those sort of timings which just never work in your favour when you're this far behind. So unfortunate.
And with that 1 kill, it leaves only W1 on the B site. Lado gets to live as well, so... Or, sorry, Dumao rather. And Bobs, he just takes a peek down mid. See you later. And again, it's only W1 with the hopes and dreams of INTZ in the upper bracket here and now, but can't convert the last bullet onto Dumao, and it's just Dash. Great little shot to open up this round, but that's all she wrote. coldzera finishes things off in style, and we'll see 00Nation advancing as expected, but in this fashion, I don't think I was necessarily expecting it to be this clean.
No, I mean, that is surprising. I mean, like, we see so much CS these days, especially at this sort of level in online play, that the game